Selling more cards within FIFA 23 Ultimate Team might seem simple. Just make sure that you're constantly relisting your cards. But there's actually other things that you can do which pro traders use in order for them to sell players quicker, as well as maximize the most amount of coins out of each trade that they make. And in today's video, I'm going to reveal those secrets. But before we do get into the video, if you're looking to get some very easy coins, which saves you from having to make any of the tips that we're going to be going through within this video, then make sure that you are heading over to AOA. Over there, you can get yourself some cheap, fast FIFA 23 coins, completely reliable, and if you use Fnatic at checkout, you'll also get yourself a 3% discount. Link can be found in the description down below.
Nice.
I want to start this video off by saying, in order for you to make the most amount of coins out of players, it doesn't come down to when you list them back onto the transfer market. It actually comes at the moment in which you buy into them. If you can buy a player which is below market value, you've already set yourself up for success. But what we're going through now will be a few extra tips in which you can do in order for you to make a little bit extra on top, or even be able to sell them a lot quicker. So firstly, it's a good idea for you to sell during prime time. Not only will you be able to find more trades when trading at much better prices, but you'll also be able to sell them for slightly more, especially if you're trading with players who all of a sudden are needed due to the content in which EA has just released, which will put you in a very good position regardless of whether or not you knew that content was coming. Of course, if you understood because there were leaks way before a certain type of content was released and you invested into that before it went to the public, you can always make coins. But sometimes, even without knowing the content, you could just be trading at this time, and if you did this every single day, at some point you're going to be trading with the right type of player at the right time just before they increase. This happens a lot if you're trading with any type of SBC fodder, whether that be 83 plus rated rare gold players or any type of team of the week player. You're trading with them, making a couple thousand coins on each trade, and then all of a sudden you're able to make 5k, 6k, 7k because they've shot up in price because they're now needed for SBCs. So make sure that you're trading during prime time. Not only will you be able to get some good deals, you'll be able to sell them quicker, and there's a chance that they could increase it due to the content in which EA are releasing. The second tip, don't flood the market. I see players do this all the time. They've gone into the transfer market, they've found a particular type of player, but not only is there one good trade, but there's multiple. They've realized that they could buy into 3 or 4 players and they can relist them at a higher price, giving them thousands of coins profit after the 5% EA tax, and of course once they do sell. The issue is that they've listed them all at the exact same time and they've listed them all at the exact same price. Now, if someone was looking to buy a player like that, they're going to instantly notice, and for quite a lot of players that puts them off in buying into them, because they know this is borderline price fixing and they know it all comes from one person. Not just that, but if someone is looking to list a player which is the same as the player which you just bought into, and they search the market to find the lowest buy now and realize that there's 4 currently listed all at the exact same price and all at the exact same time, they know it's coming from the same person yet again, so this time they're gonna go and list it 1,000 coins less, forcing you to drop your price or even buy into their card because you think it's another good deal. And eventually you just get caught in this trap. That's why it makes sense for you to list all 4 players at separate prices over different durations of time. Make sure that the first one listed is the cheapest but still able to give you profit once they do sell. That way, once someone comes and searches the market, they realize that that player is obviously the cheapest, and because they're all listed at different durations, surely it can't be from one person, incentivizing them to buy into that one. It also will help for if other traders are looking to sell a similar player. Now when they search the market, yes, they can still undercut, but in a lot of cases they're going to realize that the cheapest player that's listed, they could probably list slightly higher in order for them to maximize their coins. That's when, once your first player sells, you can drop the price of every other player that you've been able to buy in. Now, if you don't want to do this, you could always just list one and then hold the remaining players back until that initial trade does finally sell. Just whatever you do, don't list them all at the exact same time at the exact same price. Following off from this, we can look at this at a much larger scale. This is with a method such as bulk bidding. Let's say that you bidded on a player for 600 coins and his cheapest buy now at the time is 850 coins, giving you a decent amount of profit for each player. And out of all the players that you bidded on, you managed to win 40 of them. The best thing for you to do is to list 10 at 850, so that is the lowest buy now, and the chances are that all 10 of those will sell within the first hour. You can then list another 10 at 900 coins, in which 8 or 9 will sell within the first hour. Then you can list 10 at 950 coins, maybe 5 of these players will sell, and then finally you can list the final 10 players for 1,000 coins, and maybe you'll get lucky to sell 3 within the first hour. Now this does two main things. Firstly, going off that previous point, you are not flooding the market, which was that previous problem. But secondly, you're actually making a lot more coins. Whereas before, looking to list 40 at 850 coins, yes, you're able to make profit after you've been able to buy them all at 600, but you're going to be able to make even more once you average in that you sold some at 900, some at 950, and a couple at 1,000. And even though they didn't all sell within the first hour, you've made a higher average amount of profit per player, and you still have those cards ready to relist again. And if you want, you can list them at the exact same price, or you can lower them each by 50 coins, which does yet again increase the odds of them selling within the second hour. The next tip is to manipulate the market, and this happens on very rare occasions. And some of the best players to do it with are not even the likes of icons or any type of high rated special card or even rare gold card for that matter. The best players are those such as silver team of the weeks. Occasionally you'll get a silver team of the week, which is desirable in that they have a pretty good card and players are willing to use them within game. But because there's so few amounts of people that are opening silver packs, it does mean that from the get-go, they can be extremely rare. And as time goes on, they get rarer and rarer and rarer to the point where there's only one page worth. If you're sitting on millions of coins, what you can do is actually buy up every single one of those players. Unless EA re-releases Silver Team of the Weeks back into packs, which is unlikely to happen, there is no source for these players. So if you're able to buy up every single one of them, what you can do is dictate and manipulate the market, listing one at a time, making sure that you're not flooding the market, and listing them at their maximum price, or at least more than what you initially bought them for. Now this may take quite a bit of time, but if you keep on relisting, eventually someone will be interested into buying a player like that where you're able to profit from. But with this, in order for you to sell more, what it does require you to do is have a lot of coins in order for you to buy up every single possible card which is available. And as said, it's not going to work with rare gold players or icons simply because there's way too many of them and they're always available within packs. But a silver team of the week, this will work with the right type of player. Next tip, and this is an obvious one, but it is to relist often. The more you relist a player, the higher chance you do have in order to sell them because they're available on the market. It is impossible for you to sell a trade if they've not been relisted. There is no possible way that anyone else is able to see them. So with this, if you're wanting to sell a player, you need to be strategic when it comes to listing. It doesn't need to be listing every single hour, but if you are going out or maybe you're going to bed, whatever it is, you can list for 3 hours, 6 hours, or even 12 hours. If you're going away for a long period of time, you can list it for multiple days. One of the best things that you can do is list for 12 hours overnight. So many people forget to do this, but this is a great time for you to sell trades. There's less people playing, but there are still people playing this game. They still want to buy into players, they still want to trade, they still want to be able to improve their team. And if you're not listing during this time, well, you're leaving money on the table. Once it gets to a certain time at night, anywhere between 7 PM, 8 PM, I don't bother relisting for 1 hour anymore. I change it to be 12 hours. And every trade that I get from that point onwards, it just gets listed overnight. That way, whilst I'm sleeping, if there are people that are still playing and actively looking for a certain type of player and I have them as one of my trades, I increase the chances of that player selling. And by the time that I wake up, I'm able to see what's sold, what hasn't, and then I can carry on with my day, making sure that I relist the players yet again. The good thing with listing for 12 hours overnight is if you're strategic with it, you can also increase the player's price. Because there are so many people that do forget to list for 12 hours, means that there is less supply, but it doesn't mean the demand changes by too much. There will still be people that are actively looking to improve their teams, so you can increase your trades by a couple hundred, maybe even a couple thousand coins, and there's still a good chance that they will sell. That way you're not only getting rid of the player, but you're also maximizing the most amount of coins. But anyway guys, here are just a few tips in order for you to sell more cards within FUT, as well as being able to maximize the most amount of profit per trade. If you do have any questions about anything, then please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going, so see ya.